My name is Grace. I believed marriage was about love, peace, and building a happy home. I married a man I loved deeply. But I never knew that loving him would also mean facing hate from his mother. This is the story of how my husband's mother hated me. And the lessons that changed my life forever. I met David at a friend's gathering. He was kind, gentle, and respectful. He listened when I spoke. He encouraged my dreams. When he asked me to marry him, I said yes with a happy heart. I believed love was enough to face anything. I didn't know what was waiting for me. The first time I met his mother, Mrs. Johnson, I was nervous but hopeful. I dressed simply and politely. I greeted her with respect. But her face stayed cold. She looked at me from head to toe. She didn't smile. She asked sharp questions. What do you do for a living? Can you really take care of my son? Do you know how to manage a home? I answered calmly, but my heart felt heavy. On my wedding day, I was full of joy. But Mrs. Johnson was not. She didn't help with preparations. She didn't smile in pictures. She barely spoke to me. I heard whispers. She is not good enough for my son. He could have married better. That night, I cried silently. David held my hands and said, "Please be patient. She will change." After the wedding, we lived close to his family. Mrs. Johnson watched everything I did. If I cooked, she complained. If I cleaned, she found fault. If I spoke, she said I talked too much. If I stayed quiet, she said I was disrespectful. Nothing I did was right. She compared me to other women. Look at how she behaves. Look at how she treats elders. I felt small and unwanted. I chose peace over argument. I kept quiet. I smiled even when my heart hurt. At night, I cried alone. I asked myself, why does she hate me? What have I done wrong? David noticed my sadness. But he was afraid to challenge his mother. That broke my heart even more. One afternoon, Mrs. Johnson accused me of something I never did. She said I was rude. She said I was turning her son against her. She shouted in front of relatives. I felt ashamed and broken. That night, I told David everything. I told him how much pain I was hiding. For the first time, David spoke strongly. He went to his mother and said, "Grace is my wife. When you hurt her, you hurt me." Mrs. Johnson was shocked. She had never heard him speak like that before. That moment changed everything. I finally felt protected. Months passed. I stayed respectful. I stayed calm. I did my best. One day, Mrs. Johnson fell sick. I took care of her. I cooked for her. I stayed by her side. She watched me quietly. One evening, she called me into her room. Her voice was soft. She said, "I was wrong about you. I was afraid of losing my son. But you are not my enemy." Tears filled my eyes. She held my hand for the first time. That moment healed many wounds. Today, my relationship with my mother-in-law is peaceful. Not perfect, but peaceful. I am stronger now. Wiser. More confident. And I understand something important. Marriage is not just love. It is patience, courage, and standing together.